All right, so I gotta admit, I don't really know how to paint anything at all. And if I was going to paint something at this point, I don't want to have to take a whole painting class and an art class and learn about all the different types of paint and all the different names of all the colors. I know the basic colors. If I could get a paint by number, that would be great. Just say put green here, put blue here, put yellow here. Bam, it's a masterpiece. You don't need to know anything else about art. That's what tabs is for a guitar. So tabs is going to be about the same for ukulele, banjo, bass, electric guitar, acoustic guitar, all of the strummed or plucked stringed instruments. So it's just a matter of like, here, put your finger here. It looks pretty complicated, but it's actually pretty simple. Let's take a look at this and get you on your way to reading some tabs. Now, this is ukulele tabs. The way that I can tell is that it's got 4 strings on it, and these dotted lines are each strings. And this right here is the string that is closest to my face. And this is the most confusing part of tabs for most people, is that when you're holding your instrument, it looks like it would make perfect sense, but as you're holding your instrument, this right here is the string that is closest to the ceiling. This is the string that's closest to the ground. So this is the one that's closest to your face. But as you can tell, right here, the one that's closest to your face on tabs is closest to the ground. So everything's kind of flipped upside down. That is for good reason. It's not just stupid, but it is extremely irritating. I'm with you on that one. So this string right here is the one that's closest to the ground on the tabs, and if you want to, you can print these out. I do this with my students that come in for the in-studio lessons, and print out the tabs, and you can actually just lay it on top of your instrument, and it will line up perfectly. So if you want to just like hold up your instrument to the tabs that you're looking at, go, oh, okay, yeah, cool, I can see that. That one is now closest to the ceiling, and so that all lines up perfectly. So it does line up, just not the way that we usually hold our instrument. So that's kind of irritating. But we can see that the first thing we're supposed to play here is this one, and that's because we're going to imagine that there's like a bar that's moving across all of the tabs that just starts here and moves in that direction, and whatever it hits, that's what you're supposed to play. Almost like a player piano, if you know how that works, if you've seen that before, or like Guitar Hero or any of the video games where like the notes are coming at you and you just have to like hit the ones that are coming at you as they get to you. So this line is moving across. The first thing it's going to run into is an 8 right there, and that is the 8th fret on the string not closest to my face, and not on the next one, but on the next string after that. So I'm going to go not the string that's closest to my face, and not the next one after that, but that string right there. And then I want to go to the 8th fret. There's about 3 different ways to find the 8th fret. This is kind of a pain. One way we could do is start at the nut and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cool, that's the 8th fret, and if I put my finger right there and I play that note, paint by number, bam, we just played by number. Quite literally. So we've played the 8th fret, and then the next thing that line would hit, the moving line, would be the 6th fret on the next string, the string that's closest to the ground or farthest away from my face. So I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and play that one right there. So now I've played the 8th fret there and the 6th fret right there. Okay, so that's one way. However, probably the way that you're going to do this most frequently is by just going off of whatever number you're on currently. So if I'm on the 8th fret and I need to go to the 6th fret, I'm going to, well, I need the next string, so I can move over to the next string. And then I need the 6th fret, which is 2 frets away from the 8th fret. So if I go backwards, 1, 2 frets, I should be landing on the 6th fret, because if this was the 8th fret, that's the 8th fret, that's the 7th fret, that's the 6th fret. So now I can go 8 to 6. So you can count all the way from the bottom and go up, or you can just go from the number that you were currently on and then count that direction. Just make sure you're hitting the right string. Again, that's the most confusing part for most people. The last thing that I want to show you here, at least on the ukulele tab, is that we can also use the dots to help us know where the numbers are. So on this ukulele, you can see from the overhead cam, we've got a dot right here, and then we've got a dot right here, and then we've got a dot right here, and we've got another dot right here. And these are supposed to be helping me know what frets they are. So this is on the 5th fret. This is on the 2 frets away, the 7th fret. This one here is on the 10th fret, and this was on the 12th fret. So if I remember, this is the 5th, the 7th, the 10th, and the 12th. By the way, the 12th is going to be important on all the instruments. If I remember that this is the 12th, this is 2 away, which is the 10th, and this is 5 and 7, then that can help me, get to the 8th fret faster, because I can just go to the 7th fret dot and then go 1 fret over, and then I know that I'm on the 8th fret. And that's what those dots are there for. A lot of times you'll have those dots on the front too. So if you look on the front cam, you can see I've got a dot right there on the 5th, on the 7th, on the 10th, and then on the 12th. Now, like I said, the 12th is important, and the 5th and the 7th are pretty common. This guy right here, this is the kind of the weirdo in the whole bunch, that 10th fret right there. So let me show you on a couple different instruments then. On, let's say, this guitar right here, we've got decorations or dots on the... So sadly, the lesson preview has come to an end, and it's time to say goodbye to everyone watching the free streams. Of course, paying subscribers at learnpianolive.com can continue watching this lesson and several hundred others like it in the archives. So come on over and check us out, and if you like what you saw, at least like and subscribe, and then tell your friends to head on over to learnpianolive.com to start enjoying this journey with us.